So, good afternoon, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It's never dull. It's never ever a dull day. Tottenham are always in the news, but just without making signings. And this time, today, it is the turn of Johan Wissa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a player that many have said would be a good signing. Now there are reports from Sky Sports News and from Sami Mokbel that Tottenham are interested in the Brentford forward. Now, before we get going on that, please smash a like, please hit the notification bell, and please do subscribe to the channel, as we are only 6 subscribers now from 19,000, so a big thank you to all of you. But what do we know? We know that Johan Wissa, the striker for Brentford, is somebody that's getting better and better year on year. This is a guy that had a couple of years at 7 goals, then a year at 12 goals, now a year at 19 goals. Now, is he the big name star that many people might want? Maybe not. But he is a player that is known to our manager. And surely in this crazy world of transfer fees, that's got to count for something, doesn't it? Surely it's got to count for something that Thomas Frank knows this guy. Thomas Frank knows him. Thomas Frank has coached him. Thomas Frank has developed him into being one of the top scorers in the Premier League last year. 19 goals in the Premier League, 20 goals in all competition. And what we know about him is he's a very different profile to both Dominic Solanke and Richarlison. Now, at this stage, I could mention Valise, who's gone out on loan, but we know that that was an utter waste of time and money. I could mention Dane Scarlett. I could mention Will Lancashire, but let's be brutally honest, those two just aren't good enough. I'm sorry, I know people will go, oh, you're dismissing the youth. They're just not good enough. So, what does that leave? It leaves Richarlison and it leaves Solanke. Now, we've had this chat before about a different profile of striker coming into Tottenham Hotspur and challenging Dominic Solanke, who is the undisputed number 1. But, like when we talked about Callum, like when we talked about players of this ilk, Johan Wissa is very, very different. He is quick. He will run in behind. He wants to get into the box. He wants to score goals. He wants to get into that back post. He wants to link up play. And more than anything, as I said, he knows Thomas Frank. Now, before we all get excited, this is a player for a club where we have already raided them. We have already left them in tatters this summer, haven't we? We've taken Thomas Frank. We've taken 4 or 5 or 6 of the staff. Now, can we really go in and take one of their best players? The interesting thing here is the reports, when you look at it from Sky Sports, when you look at it from Sami Mokbel, these reports talk a lot about, well, Brentford don't want to lose both their best players, i.e. Mbeumo and Wissa in the same window. But money talks. For most clubs, money talks. Now, here's the conversation. How much money will Brentford want for Johan Wissa? 50? 60? 70? And I know these are crazy numbers, but we're living in a crazy time. And nowadays, it's not really what the player's worth, is it? Because what I'll get, I know this, I've been doing this game long enough to know, the responses I will get will go, he's not worth 50, he's not worth 60, he's not worth 70. And as we all know, and as we keep saying, this is a seller's market. This no longer is about, well, he's a £40 million player. This is about how much money will the selling club make for the player. And in this case, how much will Brentford get for Johan Wissa? Now, there's another way of looking at this as well. Brentford might not want to lose Wissa and Mbeumo in the same year that they've lost Thomas Frank. But what do Mbeumo and Wissa want? What do they want? Do they look and go, well, the manager who brought us here, the manager who's coached us, he's gone. The coaches have all gone. The best players are going. Flecken, he's gone, hasn't he, to Leverkusen. If Wissa sees that Mbeumo's going, or Mbeumo sees that Vissa's going, you're going to start asking questions. What is the ambition of the club? Is this just what the club do to survive? Signing in younger players, developing them over 3 or 4 years, making them better and selling them on to bigger football clubs. But once you start getting a player who is unhappy, what do you do with them? What do Brentford do if Wissa's unhappy? Now, again, this is all purely speculation from start to finish. As I said, Sky Sports and Sami Mokbel have said this. But if that is the case, what does Spurs do? Have they spoken to the player? Have they spoken to his agent? Will Wissa want to come to Tottenham? I'm sure he would, right? He'd surely want to play for Thomas Frank again. He'd surely want to be part of this new project, process, plan, rebuild, whatever bloody word you want to put onto this. But what happens when he doesn't get the grant, get the wishes that he can leave? Does he kick up a fuss? By the way, it looks like he's about to absolutely pelt down with rain, doesn't it? Does he kick up a fuss? Does he force his way out of the football club? Are Brentford forced to sell? Now, you would think that they don't need the money, but are they forced to sell because they don't want an unhappy player at their club? Now, what we know about this as well is Wissa is going to draw comparisons. It'll be, well, he's had one good Premier League goal-scoring season of 19 goals. I think his best before that was 12. The comparisons are going to be there with Solanke. Now, I like this guy. I never was a big fan of Solanke. I like Wissa. I like his movement. Again, it's that. I always use this as the benchmark. It's a touch of the Jermaine Defoe's. It's the pace. It's the running in behind. It's the causing defenders problems and making them get on their back foot. Defenders, let me tell you this. We all know this. What centre-backs and full-backs don't want is someone with pace running at them. It's almost easier where someone's a bit bigger, but they don't have the pace to get in behind. You can jockey them. You can wrestle with them. When you've got someone quick, when you've got someone that can run through the way Wissa can, defenders don't really like it. So for me, I think this would be a fabulous signing. Now, are there any legs in this? Who knows? Over the last few days, I've seen Esteve, Vlahovic, De Winter, Scalvini, the Kudus conversation that we do know is ongoing. So all of these transfer rumours, reports, we can live in hope that they're real. But I'm going to ask you this. Do you guys and girls want Wissa? Doesn't it bode well that he was one of Brentford's best players, coached by the manager that bought him? Doesn't it bode well that he knows the Premier League? He knows how Thomas Frank team's set up. He knows the coaches that are at Tottenham now because we've taken them from Brentford. So the question I've got for you is, 1, would you take Johan Wissa? You know I would. 2, what sort of fee would we have to pay? 50? 60? More? I don't know. Would Tottenham pay it? Because we've seen what we're like with Kudus. And the last thing is, Sami Mokbel said, Tottenham are weighing up the financials. And that kind of makes everything I've just said a little bit redundant, doesn't it? Because when it comes to the financials, we know what Tottenham are like. We know what Daniel Levy's like. But what I will say is this. We all know that the club motto is Order est Thfc. To dare is to do. We may as well change our motto to Tottenham weighing up financials. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be all over this. I'll be back at 4 p.m. for the members only show and then 5 p.m. for Sava and Iggy. Ask Us Anything. Iggy from Tottenham Away, the special guest this week. And then we've got the PSG versus Real Madrid game tonight. As I said, 6 away from 19,000. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any alerts. Thank you for all your support. And as always, come on, you Spurs.